Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Urban.
Thank you. I love that film. We met in January 2005. We were being honoured at this event called G'day LA, which sounds a bit like a pickup line from Crocodile Dundee. We chatted very briefly. I was trying to play it cool, but inside I felt like I'd snuck into the Royal Ball, simply because Nick had such a truly otherworldly aura about her, and I felt a bit like I was meeting a real-life princess. And despite all of that, I did manage to get her phone number on a tiny piece of paper, and I carried that number in my pocket for well over a week. I pull it out and look at it, put it back in my pocket. I was scared. I was nervous to call her. And as prone as I might have been at the time to all sorts of delusional thinking, even I couldn't stretch that to think that this extraordinary woman would ever see anything in a guy like me. And that's not me being humble, that's literally how I saw myself and her. I did, as you probably figured out, pluck up the courage to finally call her. We started talking, and we just talked and talked like we'd known each other our whole lives. It turned out that this mystic creature was really just a wide-eyed, vivacious, giddy girl from the Sydney suburbs, and despite being born in Honolulu, she was utterly Aussie through and through. We got married in June 2006, and barely 4 months into our marriage, my addictions that I'd done really nothing about blew our marriage to smithereens, and I went into the Betty Ford Centre for 3 months. 4 months into a marriage, I'm in rehab for 3 months with no idea what was going to happen to us. And if you want to see what love in action really looks like, give that a whirl. Nick pushed through every negative voice, I'm sure even some of her own, and she chose love. And here we are tonight, 18 years later. That's the thing about Nick. She loves life. I've actually never met anyone who has such a passion for being alive. She knows the importance of expressing feelings as well. I wasn't raised like this at all, so our girls are very lucky to be learning from you, baby. I'm learning too. I heard a saying years ago that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. That's Nick to a T. A Gemini with the duality to prove it. She's raw, but she's resilient. She's serious and a complete goofball. But she also has a bit of a mantra, and that is, choose love. And I've watched her do this many times, navigating emotionally complex things that she's gone through with so many people. She always chooses that phrase. She lives by it. Choose love. She has a capacity to love like no one I've ever met. And I know tonight's all about her body of work so far, baby. But next year will be 20 years that I've been madly in love with you. Congratulations, baby girl. I love you.